The permit to remain encamped on this property has expired and has not been renewed. I hereby command all persons so assembled at the Miami-Dade Government Center to immediately and peaceably depart the area. Those were the words of a Miami-Dade police officer on January 31st, 2012. He was speaking to a group of people who were encamped at the Miami-Dade Government Center. And he was telling them to leave, giving them a direct order, leave. But not everyone, and the evidence is going to show you, left the area that night. Someone decided to stay. And that's the reason why we're here today. We're here because the defendant would not leave. The defendant would not take no for an answer, no matter how many times he was told. Now, my colleague, Mr. Graham, told you during jury selection, and the judge told you, that this is a case about resisting without violence, that the defendant is charged with resisting without violence. Now, of course, anything I say is not the law. And you're not to consider anything the law until the judge tells you what the law is. But quite simply, the state has to prove to each and every one of you, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the defendant resisted, obstructed, or opposed a police officer who was executing a lawful and illegal duty. And the evidence is going to show you that that's exactly what happened. That on January 31st, 2012, the Miami-Dade Police Department was required to clear the people that were at the Miami-Dade Government Center. They were under orders to clear everyone out. And so that's exactly what they attempted to do. And you're going to hear that from the officers when they take the stand. The officers that were there that night. So pay close attention to when the state questions them. And I want you to pay close attention to what they tell you about why they were there, what they were doing once they got there, and the atmosphere there. Because they're going to tell you that everyone in that area was told to leave. You can't be here anymore. Maybe you'd like to be here. Maybe it's your only wish is to stay here. But unfortunately, you can't be here. We're required to remove you from this area, and you have to leave. But the evidence is going to show you that the defendant would not listen to those orders. He wouldn't leave, despite being told time and time and time again. The evidence is going to show you that the defendant continued to walk up to officers and say, "Why can't I get in there?" Wanting to get into a prohibited area. And he might want to be in that area, but the evidence is going to show you that he was not allowed to be in that area. You're going to hear, the evidence is going to show you that the defendant was antagonistic with the officers and just couldn't understand why he couldn't be in that area. So this isn't going to be a complex case. In fact, it's simple. The evidence will show you that the defendant was given a direct order by the police officers who were required to give that order. He was told, "You can't be in this area." And the evidence will show you that yet time and time again, he refused to obey the police officers' direct orders. And so that's why I'm confident that at the end of this trial, when you had a chance to listen to all the testimony, and you consider all the evidence that you've heard, you'll return the only verdict that's consistent with the evidence, what you have to consider when you go into that jury room. The only verdict that's consistent with the evidence and your common sense, just like the judge told you. And that'll be a verdict of guilty. Thank you.
Thank you, State. Defense, would you like to address the panel?